Did you know there are countries out there that secretly wish they were Filipino? No cap. From remote Pacific islands throwing their own barrio fiestas, to global superpowers sneaking Pinoy flavors into their five-star menus, Filipino culture is spreading like wildfire, and the world doesn't even know they've caught it. Why? What are they copying? And more importantly, what aren't they? In this video, we're diving into the mind-blowing ways Filipino pride is showing up in the most unexpected corners of the planet. Like a US state that runs on spam and rice like it's born in Luzon. An island nation where people dance, feast, and even speak like they grew up in Quezon City. And how OFWs have become the silent architects behind a global Filipino takeover. Before we drop the bombshells, if you love watching Filipino pride go worldwide, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. This channel is your front row ticket to the global Pinoy wave. Now, let's talk copycats. Who's copying Filipino culture? The culprit list is long, and some of them won't admit it. But they're biting our fiestas, bumping our beats, cooking our comfort food, and vibing our joy like it's a national aesthetic. Why? Because Filipino culture is like adobo, rich, bold, addictive. Once you get a taste, you can't go back. And here's the kicker. Over 10 million Filipinos abroad. Fourth largest migrant group in the world. And they're not just sending remittances, they're exporting identity. Every lechon shared, every karaoke night hosted, every sari-sari inspired corner shop, they're building little Philippines across the globe. In Dubai, they've got Little Manila. In Tokyo, Filipino bars. In California, Jollibee lines longer than In-N-Out. A Harvard study shows Filipinos are among the most positive people on earth. And guess what? That joy is infectious. Hospitality, humor, resilience, it spreads. And the world is catching Filipino vibes whether they like it or not. So buckle up, because we're about to show you the countries that are basically becoming Philippines 2.0. And by the end of this video, you'll be asking, are we taking over quietly? Or is this a full-blown cultural invasion? Number 1. Guam, the almost Filipino island. Let's get one thing straight. Guam isn't just a tropical escape for military bros and passport-stamping tourists. No, Guam is the Philippines with better Wi-Fi and US zip codes. And if that stung a little, good. Because it should. You ever look at a place and think, wait a second, why does this feel oddly familiar? That's Guam. It's like walking into your cousin's house, only to realize they copied your mom's adobo recipe, your dad's slippers, and your aunt's karaoke addiction. And somehow, everyone's pretending it's original. Now, let's talk language. Chamorro, the native tongue of Guam, has words borrowed straight from Filipino. Kelu. That's Kapatid. Escuela. That's not Spanish anymore, that's straight up Escuela. You can't even order food without stumbling into Filipino syllables. It's like our language packed a suitcase, took a vacation, and forgot to come back. And the fiestas? Oh boy. They've got their own word for it, feast and tato, but don't get it twisted. It's just a barrio fiesta in a different outfit. Roasted pig? Check. Overfed guests? Check. Drunk uncle singing my way off key? Triple check. Guam didn't just borrow the vibes, they installed the operating system. Now here's where it gets wild, the food game. Ever had kalagwan? It's basically kinalaw that went to boot camp. Red rice that'll remind you of Anglo, and pancit. Oh yes, pancit, except they remix it with local noodles like they're trying to hide the evidence. Spoiler, they're not fooling anyone. It tastes like your neighbor's potluck back in Quezon City. Let's zoom out. Spam. Guam eats 3 times more spam than the average American. That's not a food habit, that's a cultural cry for help. Who does that sound like? Exactly. And now the kicker. Filipinos make up 26% of Guam's population. That's not a minority, that's a board meeting. Second only to the native Chamorros. And guess who's running most of the local businesses? Filipinos. Massage parlors, bakeries, logistics shops, convenience stores. It's like an episode of Undercover Boss, except the twist is, we're the boss. And here's the real pain point. Guam isn't trying to be Filipino. It already is. The only difference? They get the military funding, the US passports, and the healthcare. We gave them the soul, they got the infrastructure. You ever notice how the things people mock about Filipinos, our joy, our obsession with family, our karaoke, are the exact things they try to recreate when their own culture fails them? Guam just stopped pretending. So the next time someone says Guam is just another island, remind them. No, it's a cultural annex of the Philippines, version 2.0, no bugs, US approved. Now ask yourself this: if Guam is basically the Philippines in disguise, how many other countries are doing the same thing, but hiding it better? Hold that thought. Because what's coming next will make you question if we're living in the Philippines, or if the Philippines is slowly becoming everywhere else. Number 2. Hawaii, the long-lost Filipino sibling. Let's not play dumb. You look at Hawaii, and deep down, something feels eerily familiar. The food? The faces? The obsession with spam? You're not imagining it. Hawaii isn't just another island paradise. It's the prodigal Filipino sibling that got adopted by America and came back flexing an accent and a credit score. You ever wonder why your Filipino uncle lights up when he talks about visiting Hawaii, but goes dead inside when you mention anywhere else in the US? That's not nostalgia, that's recognition. Hawaii doesn't feel like America. It feels like home with benefits. Now here's your slap-in-the-face stat. Hawaii eats 7 million cans of Spam every year. 7 million. That's not a craving, that's a commitment. And they're proud of it. They have a Spam Jam festival. Let that sink in. People dress up, dance, and celebrate processed meat in a can. If that's not Filipino energy, I don't know what is. But wait, let's dig deeper. You know Hawaii's famous plate lunch? A slab of meat, 2 scoops of rice, and a glob of macaroni salad like someone lost a bet? That's just Tapsilog with a Hawaiian tan and a PR team. And Loco Moco? A burger patty on rice with gravy and a fried egg? That's burger steak silog, but gentrified. Let's not pretend this is fusion cuisine. This is Pinoy comfort food in a grass skirt. Now here comes the twist no one wants to talk about. 25% of Hawaii's population is Filipino. That's not a footnote, that's a foundation. We didn't just show up. We built it. We worked the sugarcane fields, took the nursing jobs, filled the schools. Then we married in, took over the barbecues, and brought lumpia to the potlucks. Hawaii didn't absorb us, we colonized it politely. With food and karaoke. And let's give props where they're due. Hawaii elected Ben Cayetano, the first Filipino-American governor in the US. The man literally made adobo the unofficial state dish. That's not a coincidence. That's a cultural takeover with soy sauce and vinegar. But here's the part that stings. Hawaii embraced our culture more than our own country sometimes does. While we're still gatekeeping authenticity and arguing over whether Jollibee counts as real Filipino food, Hawaii's over here throwing Spam festivals and serving adobo in school lunches. Let that irony marinate. Because while some Filipinos back home are still hustling for overseas contracts and fighting for respect in places that barely remember we exist, Hawaii is over here casually living our culture, with beach views and healthcare. So no, Hawaii isn't America's exotic getaway. It's the Philippines that stayed, got a tan, and figured out how to monetize identity without selling its soul. And if Guam was the sneak preview, Hawaii is the main feature. But here's the question no one's ready for. If America keeps adopting Filipino culture without the people, how long before you become a tourist in your own identity? Let that sink in. And get ready, because what's coming next will shake your sense of belonging even harder. Number 3. Dubai, the Little Manila of the Middle East. Let's be honest, Dubai is not Dubai without Filipinos. Sure, the skyline screams luxury. The malls are shiny, the cars are gold, and everything looks like it was built by people who got bored of Earth and wanted a preview of heaven. But peel back that glossy brochure, and what do you find? Pinoy fingerprints on every single tile. You think Dubai is all oil money and influencers? Try this instead. It's a Jollibee ad in disguise, starring your kuya, your tita, and every OFW who hasn't been home in 5 Christmases. It's Little Manila, dressed up in sand-colored Gucci. Here's your reality check. There are over 700,000 Filipinos in the UAE, and most of them are in Dubai. That's not a migrant workforce. That's a silent empire. While people pose in front of the Burj Khalifa, it's Pinoys behind the scenes keeping the city vertical, functioning, and flavorfully Filipino. Ever walked into Lulu hypermarket? No, it's not just a grocery store. It's Manila in air conditioning. You've got choc nut, pancit canton, tuyo bagung, and not shoved in some ethnic corner, but proudly stacked front and center like the MVPs they are. Even gas stations carry tuyo now. Because let's face it, Dubai didn't adapt us. We converted it. And don't even get me started on Dara. Sorry stores? Check. Barbershops with bunnet-style haircuts and free tsismas? Double check. Filipino churches, jeepney decor, and signs taped with no utang? Absolutely. But the real kicker? The culture. Dubai didn't just learn to tolerate us, it accidentally started singing our songs better than we do. Karaoke nights? They call it OFW night. My way marathons, so long they should be considered Olympic events. Even Arabs are humming Bake It and Ganyan Kalang, like they grew up next to an OPM cassette player. And at Christmas? Dubai goes full Divisoria cosplay. Paroles hanging from balconies. Bibinka stalls lighting up the streets like it's Simbang Gabi in Makati. They don't even flinch when someone yells Aguinaldo. They just pull out a crisp 100 dirhams and keep sipping their 3-in-1. But here's the part that stings harder than homesickness in December. We built this illusion of luxury, but we can't always afford to live in it. You ever notice how the people who make Dubai magical are the ones working the longest hours, eating dinner alone in bed spaces, and wiring money home to people who think they're living the dream? We're not living the dream, we're outsourcing it. We're the background music of a city that only sees our face when the work's done. And yet, we stay. Because despite everything, Dubai gave us something we're still waiting for back home: respect with a salary. It's not perfect, but it pays. And sometimes, that's all we ask. So next time someone calls Dubai soulless, tell them to look closer. The soul is Filipino. The glam is just window dressing. Let me make this painfully clear: Filipino culture isn't trending. It's not having a moment. It's the blueprint, and everyone's just catching up. You think it's cute when foreigners start singing Pinoy-inspired like it's a TikTok challenge? No. That's cultural domination. They're not being nice, they're being converted. They don't even know what ballot is, but they're gagging it down like it's Michelin-starred. They call it exotic cuisine. We call it snack at 3 a.m. after karaoke and heartbreak. And don't get me started on the hospitality trend. Be kind. Be warm. Be welcoming. Oh really? Groundbreaking. We've been doing that since birth. We say kain tayo to strangers. You offer someone food abroad and HR gets involved. People think we're soft. Because we smile. Because we joke. Nah, we just know how to suffer with style. Try raising 4 kids on a seaman's remittance while your cousin's squatting in your house and your uncle still asking for load. That's resilience, not weakness. You ever meet a Filipino and not feel like you've known them since childhood? Exactly. We don't just grow on people. We invade their playlists, their recipes, their emotional support systems. Filipino culture isn't spreading like wildfire, it is the fire. So yeah, next time you hear a white guy hum Bake It Pa while spooning rice with his fingers, don't cringe. Smile. We are winning. Now tell me, which country do you think is secretly Filipino at heart? Be honest. Don't say Japan just because they smile. Drop it in the comments. Let's see who's been paying attention.